aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts, Mase and Cam.
We did it, baby. Yeah, we back.
Niggas is back.
We did it, Beth. We did it, man. Yeah, man. 53 years, we back, baby.
And Stat got to see it.
Yeah, man.
You got to see it.
Yeah, man. It's a lot. Those stats, Phil. Plus, we know a lot of people who ain't see it, man. It's a long list,
Stat,
man.
you got to see it.
Yeah, man.
You know what? I knew they was gonna do it. I had to put a little bit of motivation behind them. Pause. You know,
Yeah. I bet 10,000 for the series started on the Knicks.
You know, sometimes when you got little brothers, you gotta motivate them. You gotta tell them
like
stuff that get them encouraged to do something. You know.
Yeah, it definitely
And
be
they
like
did
that.
it.
Yeah, man. We back.
We back.
Yeah, we back, man.
So everything y'all said has been motivational. That was motivation, right? That's
You gotta
See?
motivate your team. That's part of being a good coach.
See, and the thing about it is people are misconstruing the words. Because you know why? Nobody likes to make sense. We already went through that.
that part.
We said we don't trust them. We didn't say we don't want them to win. We don't say we didn't think they could win.
He's a wordsmith.
Yeah,
He's a wordsmith.
Yeah, we're wordsmiths. So you got to pay attention to what we said. We don't trust them. It wasn't the roster. It was the jersey. Now we can bring the jersey back out.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is an official Diplomat Knicks jersey. New York, I bet y'all didn't even know you all had a flag. This is a New York flag, if people didn't know that.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a New York flag. People in New York don't even know we got a flag, man. So here we go, right here, man. This is the New York flag.
What color is the flag? Blue and orange?
Look.
But it's blue and orange.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
You didn't know. That's what I'm saying.
I'm helping you out sell your story. I knew it was a blue and orange.
You know, Mason's on my chest pause. I don't need any help. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, man, I'll just let niggas know. Shout out to James Dolan.
Yeah.
You know, I fuck with the owners, the patient, the people who's patient who pay everybody, man. You gotta fuck with the people who pay everybody, man.
Shout out to Worldwide West, man.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the niggas who pay nigga. He get paid too.
Again, of course, congratulations to the Knicks. We never really spoke specifically on Finals MVP, which shout out to Jalen Brunson because he was the winner of that. So we're just going to get into it, Mace. From everything we've seen, right, does this make Jalen Brunson the league's best point guard right now?
Yeah, I mean that's common sense. That goes without saying. It doesn't matter what SGA did, his sneakers, the chrome heart on the bottom of those sneakers. SGA is right there, but with this performance that I seen in a closeout season, it just what have you done for me lately? You know where we from? We from New York. Everything can change. It could change tonight. You know what I'm saying? Not tomorrow. Tonight it could change. The performance that Jalen Brunson gave in that closeout game, his resilience when they was bumping him off the picks, they was trying to throw him to the floor. One time they knocked him into the scoreboard. It's like you're not gonna rattle him. And he just comes from a basketball pedigree. Sometimes the dad wants you to do well, but the mother wants you to be a violinist. You know what I'm saying? But it seemed like his mother breeds basketball, his dad breeds basketball. He's just basketball through and through. He doesn't want to do anything else. He doesn't like anything. It looked like he doesn't like anything else. And it's gonna be hard for a person that eat, sleep, and breathe basketball to not be the best player on the floor. So right now, I know before this playoffs, we had different people up there with him. He was right there with Cade. He was right there with SGA, but now he surpassed him with this performance. And you always got to say the best player is the one who got MVP. There's no way around that. How could I not be the best player? There's no way y'all have a conversation with me or Killer about I'm not the best player and I'm standing here with the trophy. So whether Killer won the championship up in Rucker at 15, if he's standing there with the MVP, he's the best player now. I don't want to hear how old everybody is and what you did before. We're going with right now. Right now, Jalen Brunson is the best player in the league.
I seen niggas get the MVP. It wasn't the best player. Andre Iguodala got an MVP one year because he got it LeBron James good. So they was like, give it to Iguodala. He's pretty good on defense. So it's scenarios. But listen, I gotta agree with Mace. It's hard to argue. if you're sitting there saying, if you start on the team, right, you say you want a point guard, how you don't say you don't want Jalen Brunson? And like I said, everybody who dissed Jalen Brunson is kicking themselves in the ass because Jalen Brunson, and the reason I love the nigga Jalen Brunson is because he didn't say nothing. Everybody talk shit. Even even me and Mase, to be totally honest with you. We gonna see what he can do against Harden and Donovan Mitchell. Is different when it's small. And then you see all these sound bites of all these other sports analysts when Jalen Brunson got to the Knicks. Oh, he's too small. Becky Hammon, the coach. Oh, I don't know. She told Big Perk on ESPN, nah, he can't get it done. You need a 1A player. You don't have a 1A player on the Knicks. And then Perk was like, yo, they got a 1A player. But I ain't gonna lie, Kendrick Perkins been pumping Jalen Brunson pause for the last year and a half. And he's the only one I've seen very consistent saying that he could win a championship. He says only been gonna be 3 people, small guards, to win championships. It would be Jalen Brunson, Isaiah Thomas, and Steph Curry. I don't even put Steph Curry in that equation. First of all, Steph Curry's 6'3", even though he's a smaller guard. Jalen Brunson 6'2", Isaiah Thomas 6'1". But Steph Curry's not even a traditional point guard. He doesn't even bring the ball up. He plays off the ball a lot. So it's really just Jalen Brunson and Isaiah Thomas.
Why not Kyrie?
We're talking about 1 championships.
Kyrie.
Oh, yeah, by far, I'm sorry about that, yeah. That's a good point, too. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But I think that what Kendrick Perkins was trying to say, the best player, and that's arguable, too, if you want to pick him over LeBron.
Because Kyrie hit the shot to win it.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Perk, we got to put Kyrie there.
Kyrie
hit that 3
that's a great point.
Ahead 3 to win it.
That's a good point as well, absolutely. But I guess that's the argument. But, yeah, I didn't even think about great assessment as well. That's why I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, I forgot the nigga actually won with LeBron, so absolutely, that's a great point, Mase. So yeah, you got Kyrie, you got Isaiah Thomas, and now you got Jalen Brunson. But I gotta agree with it right now. I'm not taking a point guard over Jalen Brunson. This is what I'm saying. This is exactly why I wanted to have Jalen Brunson go against SGA. So this wouldn't even be a conversation. Because at the end of the day, you can't I'm not mad at somebody going to say SGA neither. I said SGA too, and I might tomorrow say SGA. We in the moment right now for 45-point victory in the closeout.
Crazy.
It may be 3 weeks and I'll be like, nah, I'm bugging 6'7". Nigga smooth as ice. Didn't have no help really. Chet checked out. Chet checked out before the fucking series started with motherfucking San Antonio. AJ Mitchell, he was hurt, which is their second lead scorer. We talk about J-Dub, took them niggas to 7 games basically by himself. So what help did he really have? Dork is just there for defense. He be football player and shit. Shout out to Dork. I think he's a great player as well. But they did a lot. Fingernail Man did something one game with them niggas. What's the nigga name?
Kane.
Yeah, that nigga name by heart.
It's like, yo.
Yeah. He played a couple good games, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that's why I really want to see that that Oklahoma City SGA against the Knicks, because it wouldn't have been no argument after that. It wouldn't have even been. Oh yeah. It wouldn't have been nothing because, like I said,
right now we still want to see it.
Yeah, because
we want to definitely see it now.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like I said, it's hard to argue. We 48 hours away from a 45-point victory.
Yeah.
But I don't know next month. Next month, I'll be like, nah, niggas is wildin'. SGA is nice. So if them 2 players would have played against each other, that would have been sensational because it wouldn't have been an argument. You would have seen who won. But as far as the shot that Stab just talking about, look, if you're a Spurs fan, I'm sitting there saying, good. Hell yeah, I was happy with that shot. I'm like, this shot ain't going. I knew that shot wasn't going in. I was ecstatic about that shot. What I wasn't ecstatic about, as a Spurs fan I'm talking about, the rebounding. But I've been saying, listen, everything I say is actually happening before the series happened. Offensive rebounds, second and third opportunities. It happened again tonight. Over and over and over again. Game after game after game after game. The rebounding. And crucial moments. You sit there and don't get me wrong, I know they want to put 2 on Jalen Brunson when guarding him. But Wemby has to know, okay, I'm out here. The shot goes up. I got to go back and rush. Would he have made it and got back to when OG was at? I'm not sure. But if you look at the play, he just turns around and looks and see what the ball going to do. The tallest person on the court cannot sit there and say, okay, what's going to happen, knowing damn well that the team is struggling getting rebounds, especially when you have no power forward for the millionth time. You just don't have one. So to answer your question, Stat, I was happy with the shot Jalen Brunson took. I think this is the first game Jalen Brunson actually played decent. He's been playing, see, when you look at the box score of Jalen Brunson at the end of these games, you're like, oh, he did have 27. Oh, he did have 29. Tonight, he still didn't shoot 50%, if I'm not mistaken. I think he shot a little under 50%. But he's shooting 34% from the field in this series, shooting 32% from three. He's not shooting good whatsoever. Tonight was a little bit better. And he hits, and the reason why I look so good for Jalen Brunson is because he turns on the gas when he needs to. He's the clutch player of the year last year, actually, Jalen Brunson.
What's going on, Knicks fam? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into the debate that is currently taking over New York.
Welcome back, basketball fans. Today we're breaking down the hottest debate dominating New York and shaking up the entire NBA. And trust me, this one is bigger than most people realize. You already know the question that's been lighting up sports shows everywhere, especially after Mase and Cam'ron brought it up on their podcast. But here's the real story. Fans, analysts, and even former players are all asking the exact same thing. Has Jalen Brunson officially earned the title of the best player in basketball? Stick around, because we're putting this argument under the microscope from every possible angle. We'll examine the numbers, revisit the unforgettable playoff run that changed his reputation forever, and also hear the other side of the debate. Because if we're going to crown someone the best in the league, the conversation deserves more than hot takes. So get comfortable, lock in, and let's break down exactly why this discussion has everyone talking. The first thing we have to address is the biggest factor in all of this, the championship sitting on Brunson's resume. When you're discussing the best player alive, context matters more than flashy headlines. This isn't simply about who fills up the stat sheet on a random regular season night. It's about who delivers when every possession carries championship pressure. And that's exactly what Jalen Brunson accomplished this past season. He led the New York Knicks, a franchise that had waited more than 5 decades for another championship, all the way to the top. This wasn't just another impressive postseason. It was a defining moment. After spending years being viewed as an underrated star instead of a true superstar, Brunson carried the weight of an entire city and finally ended a 53-year title drought. That achievement alone forces people to include his name in the conversation for the league's best player. One person who didn't hesitate to make that argument was Skip Bayless. Say what you want about Skip, because we all know he loves a controversial opinion, but this time he actually raised a point worth discussing. During an appearance on Gil's Arena, Bayless argued that Brunson's NBA Finals performance proved he's currently the best player in the world. He highlighted the way Brunson repeatedly took over in the fourth quarter against a towering 7'6" defensive force in Victor Wembanyam. Scoring against an average defense is one thing. Closing out a championship while attacking a generational defender like Wembanyama is an entirely different challenge. And that's exactly why this playoff run completely reshaped Brunson's legacy. During the regular season, he averaged 26 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 6.8 assists per game. Those are elite all-star numbers, without question. But once the playoffs arrived, he found another gear that very few players ever reach. His postseason average climbed to 28.4 points per game, proving he wasn't just dominating from October through April. He became the driving force behind the Eastern Conference's top team when the pressure was at its highest. And honestly, it wasn't only about the box score. It was about delivering at the biggest moments. We watched him explode from multiple 40-point performances during the regular season, proving he could completely control a game offensively. Then, in the finals, against a defense built specifically to slow him down, he still found ways to lead his team to victory. He even erupted for 45 points in the championship-clinching game. Those are the performances that separate stars from superstars and superstars from players who can legitimately claim they're the best on the planet. If we're comparing Brunson to today's elite, then we also have to measure him against the names that have owned this conversation for years. We're talking about Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Most MVP discussions naturally revolve around those four players. During the 2026 regular season, Brunson wasn't considered the favorite for that award. But here's what makes this conversation different. The MVP only reflects the regular season. The argument for Brunson being the league's best is built on winning when everything is on the line. It's about leadership. It's about having the clutch mentality Knicks fans haven't consistently seen since the Patrick Ewing era. He may not average triple-doubles like Jokic or overwhelm defenders with Giannis-level athleticism, but his confidence, composure, and elite mid-range game become even more valuable once playoff basketball begins. History also matters when judging greatness. Winning a championship as the unquestioned leader of your team changes how people view your entire career. That's exactly why Bill Simmons made headlines by ranking Brunson at number 40 on his all-time NBA list. That's an enormous statement. Simmons placed him ahead of Hall of Fame caliber point guards like Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, and James Harden. Nash and Harden both own MVP trophies and incredible regular season resumes, but neither captured a championship as the unquestioned centerpiece of their team. Brunson now has that accomplishment attached to his legacy. That's the kind of weight a championship carries in these conversations. Simmons even compared Brunson's title run to Dwayne Wade's unforgettable championship in 2006. That's elite territory. Wade led Miami to a title, with Shaquille O'Neal taking a secondary role. Brunson delivered that same type of leadership for New York. He was the player every defensive game plan focused on. And despite all that attention, he still produced when it mattered most. That said, every debate has another side. The biggest criticism is centered around his shooting efficiency. Throughout the finals, the opposing defense constantly trapped him, doubled him, and made every possession physically exhausting. As a result, his field goal percentage dropped noticeably. He finished the finals shooting 39.6% overall. In Game 3, that number dipped all the way to 28%. Looking only at those percentages, some people argue he wasn't consistently the best player on the floor. But this is where context completely changes the conversation. The Knicks still won Game 3 despite Brunson's difficult shooting night. Then, in Game 4, when New York desperately needed someone to spark a comeback, he poured in 36 points and created the sequence that led directly to the game-winning tip-in. Even when his shot wasn't falling consistently, he remained the offensive engine that made everything work. The amount of defensive attention he attracted opened opportunities for teammates like OG Anunoby and Karl Anthony Towns. That also leads into the finals MVP discussion, because there was a legitimate argument that OG Anunoby deserved serious consideration for the award. His efficiency was outstanding, and he delivered the game-winning basket. But when you hear respected analysts discuss the series, including voices like Ashley Nicole Moss, the conversation becomes much more interesting. Ashley Nicole Moss explained it perfectly. She said when everything starts falling apart, every championship team needs one player who can restart the engine. And for the Knicks, that's Jalen Brunson. He's the one who sets the tone from the opening possession. He's the player carrying the pressure when the stakes couldn't be higher. That's where the gravity argument comes into play. Brunson's presence alone forces entire defenses to shift toward him. Throughout the finals, the opposition constantly sent extra defenders just to get the ball out of his hands. That created clean opportunities for players like OG Anunoby. OG may have finished the plays, but Brunson was the one creating them from the very beginning. He absorbed the contact night after night without backing down. Every offensive position started with him making the right read under relentless pressure. Those little details rarely appear in the box score, but they're exactly what separates championship players from everyone else. Now, let's bring this back to the question that started this entire discussion. Mase and Cam'ron ask the same thing everyone else is debating right now. Has Jalen Brunson become the best player in the NBA? If you've ever watched Mase and Cam'ron's show, you already know the energy. It's authentic, unapologetic, and filled with classic New York confidence. Cam'ron made it clear that the moment demanded greatness. According to him, the Knicks had no room for excuses, and Brunson delivered exactly what they needed. In his eyes, Brunson lived up to every ounce of the hype surrounding him. Mase, however, had a completely different opinion earlier in the season. When Brunson went down with an injury, Mase suggested it might actually help New York because it could open the door to KD. Seriously, that was his take. It's the kind of opinion that immediately sparks controversy. The idea that losing Brunson could somehow improve the Knicks by bringing in KD sounds unbelievable today. But that's exactly why this story is so fascinating. Not long ago, some people viewed Brunson as replaceable or simply a great second option. Now, the entire franchise revolves around him. And honestly, that dramatic shift says everything about how quickly greatness can rewrite a narrative. It also changes the way we define what the best player in basketball actually looks like. For years, the assumption was that the league's top player had to be an athletic giant, either a dominant 6'6" wing or a 7-footer capable of controlling the paint. Brunson completely challenges that idea. Standing around 6'2", he doesn't overwhelm opponents with size. He's not the fastest athlete on the floor either. Instead, he wins with old-school fundamentals, elite footwork, incredible strength, and one of the highest basketball IQs in the game. People have always believed smaller guards could compete, but leading a team to a championship was considered another level entirely. Brunson just proved that elite skill, relentless determination, and smart decision-making can overcome physical disadvantages. In today's NBA, where defenses constantly switch and throw multiple coverages at you, that's no easy task. Yet Brunson keeps solving every puzzle. He uses his body to create space, change his speeds effortlessly, and owns one of the deadliest mid-range games in basketball. Now, let's zoom out and talk about Knicks history. Believe it or not, there's already a serious conversation about Brunson becoming the greatest player the franchise has ever had. That might sound unbelievable considering the names involved. We're talking about legends like Walt Clyde Frazier, Willis Reed, and Patrick Ewing. Even so, Kendrick Perkins went on national television and boldly declared that if Brunson brought New York another championship, he'd become the greatest Knick of all time, without debate. Perkins even dismissed the usual legendary names during his argument. Naturally, longtime fans weren't ready to accept that so quickly. And honestly, you can understand why. Willis Reed symbolizes toughness and championship culture. Clyde Frazier remains one of the smoothest and smartest players the franchise has ever seen. But there's also the reality of what Brunson accomplished. Ending a championship drought that stretched all the way back to 1973 instantly places you in historic company. In a city where sports heroes become legends forever, accomplishments like that never fade. Even respected analyst Fran Fraschilla has started moving Brunson higher on the Knicks' all-time Mount Rushmore. Whether he's already passed Clyde or Willis is a debate that historians will probably argue about for years. But one thing is undeniable. After only a handful of seasons in New York, Brunson is already being mentioned alongside the greatest players the organization has ever produced. That's an incredible achievement by itself. And if he's already entered that conversation in Knicks history, then discussing him among the NBA's elite isn't unreasonable at all. Which brings us back to the biggest question. Is Jalen Brunson truly the best player in basketball today? The answer isn't as simple as yes or no. If you're judging pure talent alone, you could still choose Nikola Jokic or Victor Wembanyam. If you're talking about unmatched athletic dominance, Giannis Antetokounmpo deserves that recognition. But if the conversation is about the complete package, leadership, clutch performances, consistency, and the ability to elevate a championship team, Brunson has the strongest argument right now. He answered every challenge placed in front of him. He battled through elite defensive schemes without backing down. He made the players around him better. He has the scoring ability, the leadership qualities, and now the championship to validate everything. His career has steadily evolved from being an important role player in Dallas to becoming the unquestioned face of the New York Knicks. He's the player every team fears when the game is on the line. Based on everything we've seen most recently, Brunson has earned every bit of this conversation. And maybe that's the biggest story of all. The respect from media members, former players, and fans has completely changed. We've all heard the arguments and watched the non-stop debates, but the one opinion that continues to hold up is that Brunson belongs at the very top of today's NBA. Maybe it's still too early to place him among the top 50 players ever, but winning that championship pushed him into a completely different category. As things stand today, he's sitting at the top of the current conversation. For New York, that's something worth celebrating. After decades of frustration, the franchise finally has a true superstar who finished the job. He's fearless, he's disciplined, and every big moment seems to bring out his very best. Now it's your turn. Do you agree with Skip Bayless and the growing number of Knicks supporters? Is Jalen Brunson the best player in the NBA today? Or are you still taking Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic, or Victor Wembanyam? Drop your thoughts in the comments, keep it respectful, and let's settle this debate together.